what's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's your boy Noname, back at it again with another New York Giants video. Before I get into video, a little housekeeping. Please, follow my social media accounts. For those of you that don't get the YouTube notifications, I always post on Instagram and Twitter when there's a new video up. So, like, for example, as this one went up, I made a post on Instagram, something along the lines of the best running back coach is now paired with the best running back, with the link to the video and all that. And also, please like the video and subscribe. Helps the channel grow, help me get better content out there. Now let's get into the video. Burton Burns has been hired by the New York Giants as their new running back coach, and also Freddie Roach is going back to Ole Miss because he got a nice promotion. Now, last night I actually saw the Freddie Roach news. I think I saw it like around 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30. I saw it on Twitter, directly from the Ole Miss account, which I don't know why I'm following. I might have followed them after the announcement was that Freddie Roach was coming to New York, and then because I followed them, I saw that news. But I was already heading into bed at that time. I know it's early, but I kind of pulled some all-nighters the days before to do some other stuff, and I just needed to sleep. And then now I wake up and I also see the Burton Burns news. So let me talk about Burns first, because that's more of a positive, and I want to get into a positive right now. Burton Burns is by far, I said it as a joke, but he's definitely the best running back coach out there. This guy is no joke. He's been with Alabama almost his entire career as a running backs coach. He was at Alabama for about 10 years or so, since 2007 to until yesterday. He was at Alabama as a running backs coach. Before then, he was at Clemson as their running back coach. Before that, he was at Tulane University as an assistant, and before that, he was at Southern University as an assistant. But this guy is definitely the person on our coaching staff right now with the most experience. He's 67 years old. He's definitely the one with the most success. I mean, I guess you could count Jason Garrett as the one with the most success, because no matter what we say about him being a terrible head coach, he did have success with those Dallas Cowboys teams in the win-loss column. Nothing much outside of that. But Burns right here is no joke. This guy coached Mark Ingram, a Heisman recipient. He coached Derrick Henry, a Heisman recipient. Somebody, by the way, who's tearing it up in the NFL right now. All hail King Henry and the Titans. King Henry could probably run these guys to a Super Bowl, no joke. He's putting on the best running back performance I've seen in a long time, especially playoff-wise. So shout out to King Henry, man. I'm only going to refer to him to King Henry until he stops getting 180 yards plus rushing in a playoff game. But he's doing great. And definitely not just coaching is what got Derrick Henry there. Also, the fact that he's just a massive specimen. But he got coached by Burton Burns. Burns also coached Trent Richardson, who was a 2011 Heisman finalist. Didn't exactly do so well in the pros. Plus, he got I think he got the running back coach of the year in the 2008 season. Not to mention, this guy has a bunch of championships. The picture I have up in the background is him with like 8 rings. Let me double check that if that's actually how many championships he has, but he has a crazy amount. Well, I couldn't find anything on whether or not he actually has 8 championships. I'm just gonna take it for that. But he played a substantial part in getting those championships, especially for Alabama, because Alabama uses their run game heavily. There's a reason why they have their running backs as Heisman Trophy winners. And more recently, he helped coach Josh Jacobs, who's now with the Oakland Raiders, who's in the running for Rookie of the Year. All in all, you could tell the guy is a very successful running backs coach, and I think he is the best, and he's now paired up with definitely the best running back in the NFL. I can't wait to see what you think Saquon can learn from him. I mean, you look at a guy like Barkley and you're like, he has nothing else to learn. Like, he does it all. He does everything. He can run, he can catch, he can be a power back sometimes, he can be the agile back. Whatever it is, Saquon Barkley can do. But there's always something you can learn from anybody, any day. And what better person to learn it from than such an accomplished running back coach as Burton Burns. I'm excited to see how Barkley improves in this next season with an off season with this guy. But with something else I'm really excited to see is how the backup running backs will develop. Because at first when I saw the hire, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if we necessarily needed a new running backs coach. And I thought about it a little more. I'm like, oh yeah, Barkley kind of saved the other running backs coach asses just because of how good he is. But when you could look at the situation behind him, we didn't exactly have a backup running back for most of the season until Javarius Buck Allen came in and he turned out to be great. Or, I mean, good for a backup running back. So, I mean, Barkley definitely cleared up, or I guess blocked some of the holes that were shown on this team. And I hope Burns helps develop, whether it's Buck Allen or Wayne Gallman, if they still want to try something with Gallman, or somebody else who knows who's our backup running back going to be. But for a good time now, I guess, since Barkley's rookie year, everybody realized that we need a nice, big, massive third down back to come in on some situations and relieve Barkley of some stress. Or, just a nice backup running back that could come in whenever Barkley goes out, much like this year would have happened. God forbid that happens again. But, we need somebody back there that can actually do the job. And for majority of this year, we didn't. All we had was Saquon, and when he was injured, he was forced to come back a bit early because we didn't exactly have a good backup there. So I hope Burns comes in and does something well with the backup group. I hope that we have a nice established running back core. Of course, Barkley's going to be the main guy of it. He's going to be the focus of it. And of course, the team, it's looking like they're planning to run through him. Now that they bring in this guy, the offense is really going to focus on him, especially since they brought in Garrett. And I said this in my Garrett video. He loves to use the run game, and I've been begging for us to use the run game for a while now. And with the rumors of us bringing in the former Cowboys O-line coach, his name's slipping me right now. He was with the Redskins most recently. I'm glad to see that we might be focusing on the run a bit more. But that's it for Burton Burns. I'm really happy that we got him. I mean, there's nothing to complain about here. The picture speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Pictures have 1,000 words. Now moving on to Freddie Roach. It was announced yesterday, Friday evening, that Freddie Roach would be retained to coach a defensive line with the title, an added title of assistant head coach and recruiting coordinator. So he definitely got a big boost in the promotion box there at Ole Miss, and I'm guessing that's why he stayed. And also maybe he never really wanted to leave Ole Miss. But I think this was kind of a low blow to the Giants, man. Roach seemed to be somebody great that we could have on staff, somebody that could help develop this young defensive line and connect to them. And just by looking at this dude, he's a physical specimen. I'm sure he would have had some nice strength and conditioning tips for him too. But everything that I read about him seemed positive. There was nothing for me to hate on him. The only thing I was skeptical on was his age. The rest of the coaching staff, he was very young. I'm like, we'll see how it goes. It's kind of a low blow, and I say that because it seemed like we were getting everybody together for a coaching staff, and now we have to go back out there and find a defensive line coach. I certainly don't blame him for going back to Ole Miss. I mean, these are tactics that were used before. You use one position at another place to leverage and get a better position at the place you're currently working at. I don't know if there's a name for that, whatever, just leveraging, I guess. But he kind of used the Giants as a leverage point to get a better job at Ole Miss, and I don't blame him for that because it worked out. And also because I'm sure we could find a good defensive line coach out there. Another reason it's a low blow is because the defensive line is the strongest part of our defense, and we kind of really need a coach there if we want it to continue to be the strongest part of our defense. Hopefully we find somebody good. I mean, obviously I expect someone connected to Joe Judge, but maybe Dave Gettleman will feel a certain way and hire somebody that he feels is good. Whatever it is, I hope we find something in someone that's a nice replacement for Freddie Roach. And apparently, according to this article from 247sports.com, the early reports that he was coming to the Giants were false, and Ole Miss, because of those reports, kind of like doubled down on their efforts to keep him. Much like I said, it might have been a leverage point, and it worked out. So I don't really have much to say here, except that I'm kind of disappointed that we don't have a defensive line coach now. Not necessarily that we don't have Freddie Roach, just that spot is empty, and now the Gettleman and front office has to go out and look for another D-line coach out there. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't know any candidates, so whoever they bring in, I hope it's good. But that's what I got for you all today. Sorry this video's out a bit late, considering the news was released yesterday. But I'm going to be relatively busy today, so if any other news breaks, it's probably going to be up like tomorrow or Monday, yeah. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Until next time, I'm out.